And on this issue, we need to make sure that we are not sitting on the sidelines, because our children and grandchildren will rebuke us, not to mention eternity. An embryo is a baby from conception. From conception. If human life ends when a soul leaves the body, human life begins when a body is ensouled. And that happens at the moment of conception. Babies are human persons, they're just small. This is the moral issue of our day. And there are many pastors who are sitting on the sidelines, they're cowards, they will not stand up and preach what the text says, preach what the Bible says, because it may offend people. Look, church, we need not be concerned about offending people when we are preaching about life and death for image bearers. The same preacher who will not stand up today and preach against abortion during slavery, he would not have preached against slavery. He would not have preached against moral issues that cause division. So we need to stand up and say what the text says when it's popular, when it's unpopular, as Paul told Timothy, when it's in season, when it's out of season. We do not take the pulse of the culture and then preach what they're okay with. We stand up and proclaim, turn the page, preach the text. When it's easy, when it's hard, we preach it. We say what it says, because if the church is not willing to stand in the gap, instead of playing rhetorical games, who else is going to? Who else is going to stand up for the unborn if we don't? They have no voice. They cannot speak for themselves. They're the most innocent among us. We cannot be silent. While near a million, 930,000 in 2020 were killed legally. We're talking about viable pregnancies. Pregnancies, as far as we know, that would have been brought to term and babies born. Over 930,000 in 2020. Now imagine if that was toddlers or teenagers, and there were clinics set up all over the country where you could take your teenager or your toddler and have him or her executed legally, voluntarily. We would all be up in arms, wouldn't we? We have names for things like that. Evil, murder, serial killing. But on this issue, because it's out of sight and out of mind, people are not willing to stand up and say what this is. I refuse to play rhetorical games. Because one day I'm going to stand before God and I'm going to give an account, and you are too.